Hello and welcome, BitMonger family. Monger here, and in today's crypto update we're going to look at Bitcoin and we're going to look at other shitcoins, my favorite altcoins, glance at them and see what's going on. Again, as I mentioned yesterday, we are looking at Friday for the big day. The markets are undecided. Everybody's waiting to see what Chairman Jerome Powell is going to say on Friday. And so markets are kind of wishy-washy. We did see a nice dump in Bitcoin. Let's take a look at it now and see what we got going on here. So we can see Bitcoin now is trading at 113,555. It did peak down quite a bit. Here we're looking at the daily chart. Let's go ahead and look at the 4-hourly. We'll reset that. Okay, so we can see that it did dump down. It got all the way down to about 112. Let's even go down to the 1 hour. What did we get on the 1 hour? On the 1 hour, we got all the way down to 112.5. So we can see it did start to bottom out down here on the 1 hourly. I do think it could go down further. I wouldn't be surprised if it did get down to that 111. What was it here? 111,921. So 111,921 is the projected area which I do see it hitting, and I would expect a lot of buy pressure there. Let's take a quick look at ETH. And Ethereum, as we can see here, is also downtrending now on the 1 hourly. It did get all the way down to 4,060. Tom Lee, the guy that's behind the Ethereum treasury with about $20 billion to blow on Ethereum, said that he would be buying it between 40.70 and 41.50 roughly. So I would expect some big buy pressure down there. Let me see if I had it on another chart. Okay, so this is, yeah, this one here is on Binance, the chart on Binance that I have. And yeah, you know, this area right here, 4,170. So we're right at that critical level right here, right now. We did dip below it. So this might be a good area to be nibbling. I could see it going down to this horizontal level here. You can see right here where it did kind of, range for a little bit. And that was like right around 3,900. The next area of interest that I would be looking at would be like right around in this zone right here at about 3,650. You might want to put some bids in there. If it drops down that low, that might be a good area to buy. Solana. Okay, Solana's doing well. It's, hanging strong. It is, let's go to the 4-hourly. So we can see it just came down and it ticked right off of that 0.382 fib level and bounced off of it. That's hanging out around 176 roughly. So yeah, as I mentioned yesterday, I got bids down here to buy. In case it does drop down there, I think my bids are at like 157. Remember, guys, I did stack this a lot. Let's take a look at our other shitcoins. Arrow is doing well. It's had a really nice bounce. It's up 7.1%. Really good, strong bounce. Axler's getting crushed. This might be a good area to be buying in on Axler. This thing had a massive pump. It went up to like 60 cents just earlier in the summer. So it's at half price right now. I consider it a bargain at that price. Ondo is coming down to our zone here. Let's take a look at Ondo. We can see it perfectly hit off the 3.8 fib level and bounced off of that. And that's like right around 90. Well, it didn't get all the way down to it. The exact point on that is 89 cents, 89.3. So, it nearly got down to the fib level, but people had orders in there clearly, and it's starting to bounce back up. Could it roll over and come back down? It sure could. If Bitcoin gets down to like 111, I could see it coming down and breaking through that and coming somewhere into this zone here. I would be putting I would be buying some here, and I would have some more bids down here on the right around 82 to 83 cents. I think is a good area as well. In case it gets down there, that would be a good area to snap it up. And you can see this area where it was trending for quite a bit. If it were to get down there, then we're looking all the way down here at about, call it 75 cents would be another area which I would be eagerly wanting to buy. Camino's up 2.2%, looking pretty good. I got a bid order, I think at about 0.54, add to my bag. Jupe is hanging up, doing well, up 2.4%. Helium is an interesting bet. I like this one. It's been absolutely crushed. It was up over $4 before, and I bought some earlier, and I like what I see because this thing got up to about $8 or $10 before, and not that long ago it was trading at over $4. So if it gets back down to this area at the 0.78, like around 258, I would be adding to your bag. And then if we're lucky, if it gets down to this line right here at 229, between 229 and 218 were really good levels of interest that I would be looking at buying at, and maybe, loading up if it gets down to that low. We'll see if it happens, guys. So take a look at this. We got some serious news going on. We got U.S. bankruptcy surging past 2020 pandemic levels. This is going to be something that the Fed decision, right? Jerome Powell, he's going to have to make a decision. I hope he's looking at this data, because if he does, he'll act decisively and he'll likely lower rates. We can see right here, poly markets, they're expecting him to lower rates. Currently, there's a 70% chance that he lowers rates in September, 25 basis points. If that happens, I would expect the markets to pump. But on the same side of this, remember, guys, the PPI came out very hot. And that gets passed on to the consumers. The PPI is the producer price index, and that gets pushed on to the consumer. As we know, if the people that are making it, if they have to pay more, well, they're going to push those prices onto the consumer. It's just expected. So I would expect that came in a little hot. So he's having a lot to think about this Friday. That's why the markets are indecisive, and there's a lot of funkiness going on. Let's take a look at fear and greed. Right now we can see still, here, this is the crypto market. We're only at 56. So we're not even at 50s neutral, perfectly neutral. So we're in slight greed. So it could come down quite a bit more. What's the stock market doing? The stock market's still at 60. So this tells me that there could be some more potential downside coming in the next few days, guys. So if you're using leverage, be very careful. Exercise good risk management, tight stop loss, and use those fib levels, guys. Learn how to use those fib levels. Put some orders down there on the bottom. I do believe as we go in towards the end of the year, they will be dropping interest rates. And when that does happen, risk assets tend to go up. All right there. So there you have it, guys. Hope you're all doing well, and monger on.